welcome to episode 68 of the No Filter podcast. My name is Taj LaRock, aka Mr. No Filter.
What's going on, everybody? AKA A1, Mr. Waistline. How's everybody doing tonight?
Chilling.
What up, what up, what up? In the goddamn house. Mr. Brian, Sergeant Bruce.
Yes,
Sister.
We got royalty up in here. Sergeant Bruce in the building. I'm loving that.
Yeah, and Brian too.
Brian popping in.
That's what's up.
Face looking fresh. Brian, we have to take at least one tonight.
So how was your week, brother?
Week was interesting. I wasn't feeling so good. Started back working out again and put a couple more things in place. Trying to make these moves. So, steps towards financial freedom, you know what I mean? So feels really good.
Always a good thing. Always a good thing.
How about yourself?
Just week's been real hectic. I came back we came back Sunday night from the service. So anybody that's gone to service, it's mentally and physically draining. So got back, just really try to catch up on sleep, and then working in the financial institution, emails and voice messages. So it took me like 2 days just to even get through that. So just can't wait for the weekend, to be honest with you. So looking forward to tonight.
How was the service?
The service was good. COVID definitely changes a lot of things as far as how you interact, how many people can come around. But it was a good farewell. So at the end of the day, it was good to see certain faces.
Definitely. Geronimo.
Yeah, well, I had a shitty week.
Oh, what happened?
I just work shit, man. Nothing, you got them times when nothing just don't go right.
Yeah.
And it wears me out physically, mentally, and you just have to kind of stop, regroup, come back again, you know what I mean? So it is what it is. It happened, it's done. The week's almost over, and I'm happy about that. And I'm looking forward to recharging and starting over next week. So it is what it is.
Into that.
Geronimo, what you doing on Saturday?
We playing at that Halloween Cooler Fete for Powerline Sounds this Saturday. So if you want to hear some good music and you're in town, that's going to be the place to be right there.
That's what's up. What time and location if anybody wants to come and show support for you?
Well, doors open at 10, 9:30, 10 o'clock tomorrow night, Saturday night. So I'll be the first DJ playing. It's a possibility I may play again at the end of some point in time again in the night, but I'm not sure when. But I will be the first DJ playing. So if you want to come out early, before the crowd gets full, enjoy a little music, and then go. If you don't want to be around too much people, and come out and hear me play, you'll enjoy the music if you like soca music.
Yeah.
Shit. If you like what you hear on the show, just imagine that on a bigger platform. You know what I mean? So definitely. And that's not at the station, right? That was like 540 back, like right around the corner.
It's right around the corner from the station. It's not far. It's like it's in the same vicinity.
It's like 540 Barry Street, right?
Yeah, it's literally like about maybe 2-3 buildings away. It's not far.
All right.
Literally, if you went to the station, you could hear where the music is.
Yeah, you can't miss it.
So what we'll do is before the show ends, we'll get more details. So anybody that wants to go, and then if you guys are interested, just link us up, and DJ Geronimo will fill you in the details, price points, and everything. That's what's up.
Definitely.
All right, definitely.
I lost my brother, right, 9 years ago yesterday. I want to take a shot with everybody for it. Anybody here? Anybody down? No, I know you. I know what you're drinking. Cheers.
Becky, what's going on with the new look? Look at you. You're the only one that can get away with colors like that.
Looking like a cosplay. I'm trying to figure out which one she is.
I thought it was a mermaid. I don't know, but she do look like some anime. Look at she over here. But why your nails ain't like? I thought your nails. This part of your Halloween costume, ain't it? No, this is what you do.
That is hilarious.
Didn't y'all? Let me take you up mute for a second. Let's talk to you for a quick second. Come on, come with us. So last night, if I'm not mistaken, y'all had like a crazy ass tornado warning. Did the weather change the hair color? Were you like,
It was really bad. It was really bad. It was like really, really, really bad. Like the power went out. It was crazy. Yeah, we had tornado watch. The wind was like on 1,000. Like the wind was like howling. But I was texting you guys at what, 5 o'clock in the morning? Was it around 5 o'clock?
I later on I saw it, but yeah.
Me and Christine was up like.
Christine said that like all night long you could just hear the sirens going off, and she said it was just like wind all over.
It was bad. It was bad. I didn't expect, because I didn't know we was having weather until she told me, and I was like, So the night we woke up and it was just crazy outside, and then the sun was shining today like nothing ever happened. I was like, okay.
What y'all went through last night is what we go through from like June to like the end of October.
Yeah, I've never lived in Atlanta before, but so you guys get tornado and hurricane watches?
Oh yeah. Well, the hurricanes bring the tornadoes.
Okay.
Yeah, we have tornado. We have tornado watches often.
They get bad lightning. They have lightning advisories.
And then
one
you get.
Year they had a tornado run through downtown Atlanta.
Boy, we had one. I think it was sometime last year, like literally right in the neighborhood. And I'm like, good. I was at work. I was like, good thing I was at work.
Definitely be careful out there. Mother Nature's she's got a definitely different sense of humor.
Yeah, some trees was down on some power lines. The stoplights was out, and I'm just like, here's all the crazy people on the streets, and I was just like, I need to get off the road as soon as possible, because I was supposed to go to work. I was like, that's not gonna happen. It's not that serious.
So when you guys have warnings like that, does the job shut down, or how does that work?
My job don't shut down for nobody.
That is crazy. You know what's funny is my cousin's job shut down and she worked from home. But if you don't have any power, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, that's true.
No internet, I talked to some other friends in Atlanta and earlier, and they were saying that they were putting back up. They started working on putting the power lines back up and stuff like that. So, there's some in Douglasville, some in Stockbridge, some in what's the name of the area I used to live? Roswell.
It was bad. You would think like a Category 5 passed through here last night.
But y'all supposed to get more because that freaking hurricane is coming in that direction.
As long as they come when I'm not here.
That's what she said.
Shut up.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
We're glad that you're safe. Be careful out there.
Yes, I'm safe. I'll be going on the plane tomorrow. I'll be out.
Where you headed to?
St. Croix. I'm going home.
Okay, enjoy.
Enjoy.
Yes. Now, Miss Margie, I said hello.
Maggie, I was lying.
Now, Miss Maggie, I said hello.
I gonna call you when I go see Miss Maggie.
That's awesome.
Well, it looks like it's just us right now. So if the crowd don't get big, we'll just leave you on and we'll discuss the topics.
Yeah.
Yes, you. Don't come here like you don't want to be seen, and you got aqua green hair.
So it's actually, we got CJ Jones tuning in, so we definitely want to say thank you. We got both of our moms on, so that's gonna be funny.
Nah, that's not my mom. That's my aunt.
Oh, okay, sorry. Well, we got my mom's on. She's one of them.
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah. So
we need to get their mom on one time. Curse Becky out.
She cursed me out today when she saw my hair. She was like, "Where you going with that?" She was like, "You wearing that for Halloween? Are you taking it out, right?" I'm like, "No, I am coming home with my hairstyle." She said, "What do you have?" She was like, "Do not walk next to me. And she was like, walk very far from me and don't ask me to go anywhere with you because I'm not going.
And purposely you hug up on her, give her kisses, right?
That's what I told her. I said, I'll take so many pictures with you. She said, no, you look like a lizard.
Oh, gosh.
She was like, you look like a lizard with her hair. I was like, oh my God, really?
Lizard.
I'm glad you're.
That's what she said. I can agree a little bit. I'm a cute lizard, though.
You know what? Geronimo, we need to get the sound bite. And that's my sibling, yo. Sound bite. We need to have that.
All right, so we got some topics for you guys tonight. So, brother, I'm gonna write it into the chat, and if you want to go ahead and read it out.
No doubt. Hey, Becky. Could you date someone that had a disability? Like when you met them, they were blind, deaf, paralyzed, missing a hand, an arm, missing a leg.
I'm gonna just go ahead and say no, because little things already turns me off. Like some of the little simplest things, like okay, like if you bite your fingernails and they're like right here, like I'm not
Okay.
that turns me off. Or you have short stubby fingers. so I mean, I don't have a problem with anybody that have disabilities, but I'm just saying, if I have issues with the simple things with the people that don't have disabilities, then I'm not gonna be okay with.
So do you
think
think
a really nice dude, but he has a cleft lip where it's connected like this? Not happening?
No. Nope.
so? For you, it's the physical attraction, the connection.
If something, if your finger's stubby and you could be the cutest thing and your finger them is like, I don't care, you could be real cute, you could be that hot dark chocolate and your finger them look
Is it because you think that people with short fingers got a small dick?
No, that don't know.
Okay.
I just saying, like, I'm giving examples of like things that would turn me off in a person. Okay. It could be that. It could be I've been turned up with somebody who had eczema.
Okay.
And I just was like, your skin not.
What about like a dude who's going bald, but it's not like he's bald like up to like Tory Lanez, like he's bald to like right here and don't always shave?
No.
You see
that as a disability? That's just.
Hey Brian, why are you showing us your junk, yo? Like, okay, there we go.
No, that's not like eczema. Eczema, I mean, none of that's a disability. Some of it's just. I just wanted to see what she would say.
It's the simplest things.
I got you. So if those things bother you, then them having a disability would probably just add on to it. In other words,
pretty much, I guess.
So what about if you were friends first and then all of a sudden emotions, affections has that ever happened?
Being friends with somebody and then catching feelings for them?
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay.
It has happened.
But not with a disability though.
No, I don't know nobody with any. I don't know anybody like with any disabilities that I could think of.
So you come to Orlando. We go to a Cooler Fest.
Mm-hmm.
The whole No Behavior crew set up our 2 tents. We having the time of our lives. There's a dude chilling, good looking guy to you. He's the chocolate that you like. He's tall. Everything's right. Right? And he's chilling. And then when he walks away, you notice he has like a messed up limp. Because let's say like I got a friend who got one from a motorcycle accident.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like he's like that. So you could look at it as because he can never walk the same way. Would that be an issue? Yeah. He drives a Benz. He getting money.
I don't care. You could drive a Maserati. Those things don't move me. Don't know.
I'm just saying, like, he's a solid dude. Like everything about him is right. He it's not like he's in a wheelchair. He's not missing a leg, but because of the injury, like he can't bend the leg.
Yeah, I have a buddy like that. What about if he was prior military and, you know, IED, something happened like that, and then he has a artificial limb? Okay. Well, at least you're being honest. You know, I
What
respect
if he was
that.
a cop and got shot in the leg?
No, still
None
no.
of this don't matter.
It's not. Still no.
So now let's flip it, because
Well,
I
you
found
feel like
this interesting.
The disability, the type of woman that you are, you want to make sure that is
I
it
just because he's not. I'm not gonna give. I'm not gonna wait. I'm not gonna go ahead and waste my time. Well, not waste my time. I'm not gonna go ahead and waste his time, because I know I'm not gonna give you all of me, and there's somebody else out there who could love you to their full potential for who you are, and I'm just gonna be out here knowing that you're well off, and I'm just with you because you're well off, and then there's something about you that I don't like, but you don't know I don't like, and I'm just putting up with you, which I'm not going to do that to anybody. So for me, no, I'm not. Even though you're well off, but you have a limp, no.
I respect that. You know, I definitely do respect that. And thank you.
And then some people might be like, yeah, he been in the military. He walked with a limp. He gained that money. Like, girl, get that money.
Yeah.
But it's not that serious for me to be like, I'm gonna get the money just because. Yeah, no.
What if you were dating the person, and then they got hurt, and now
that's a different story, because I've been with you. I know how you was. Shit happens, yes, and I'm gonna take care of you. You know, if I gotta push you in that wheelchair, then yeah, I'm gonna do that. But I've been with you, but to meet you like that, no. But I've been with you, so I'm gonna continue to ride with you and ride for you. But that's about it.
Okay, so it's a difference if you guys are together, something drastic happens.
If we're together and something happens, by all means, yes, I gonna do what I gotta do, right?
Okay.
But you know, I'll make sure the thing walking, because of that thing.
Only your sister.
But, and you know, I mean, if it don't work, we're gonna just have a little conversation, like, you know, I can still say we're gonna talk, like we're gonna have a conversation, like, you know, Papa, the thing don't work no more, so you know, I gonna be going, I don't know, some, but that's about it. But I gonna take care of you, but I gotta go get me some.
And that's fair. That's fair.
I got one.
In that situation, I'd be like, you know what, cool. I'd rather have somebody who took care of me and went and got them some than I was like, no, and then you didn't take care of me and still went and got you some.
Yeah.
Yeah, you, but you know, if they ain't walking, I don't go. Yeah.
I mean, there's always FaceTime, and I ain't talking about Apple products.
Yes.
Brian, you want to get on this?
Yep.
Yeah, if you guys had asked me that question like 20 years ago, I would say no.
Okay.
But today, I think it depends on the person's personality. I could deal with it.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, because you can find a really good quality person, but they have one of those disabilities, quote unquote. And as long as we can function, of course, like Becky was saying, there's a certain limits, certain things have to work certain ways. If to start a new date, if it's someone I'm with, for better or for worse,
right,
I'm good. But to start a new date, as long as certain things functioning, I can handle your disability.
Okay.
I can accept your disability.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, brother. I thought you were about to say something. My bad.
No. I was just.
Yeah, I'm good.
So Brian, so you and Orlando, you know, we go to the junction, and there are a pretty woman in a wheelchair. Does she stand a chance of you even hitting on her, talking to her?
Most likely, I will start with a conversation. I have a conversation with anybody, and based on the conversation, it can lead to other things. I'm not going to judge you by your wheelchair alone. At my age, that's my answer. If you had asked me 20 years ago, I would have told you no. But at my age, yeah, I would strike up a conversation with anyone.
Okay.
Let the conversation be the opening and let it lead to where it has to lead.
Right.
But would you actually approach the person?
Yeah,
Cool.
definitely. Conversation wise, I'll approach any human being. Yo, I can approach you, and based on your mind, based on your personality, I dig deeper. Or I approach you just basically on a friendly, hi, hello kind of thing, and then based on your personality and your mind, then we go deeper.
I agree.
That's respectful.
Yeah.
I mean, I got an uncle. I ain't gonna say no names because there's a lot of my uncles, but this man, I mean, whether he was young or old, I mean, he's even worse now, but he never discriminated on anyone. He was like, everyone needs loving, and he was willing to give them the love. You know, if they met his personality. So, and you know, he's dated women that were in wheelchairs, missing limbs, and he had some good relationships and bad relationships. So, so it definitely makes a huge difference. And so it depends on where you're at in your life. Because I think a person that's more experienced, more up there in age, where they've experienced certain things, wouldn't say settling, but you look at the smaller details. Is that where you're at?
Yeah, it depends on what you're looking for again. I mean, if you a hi hello, an approach doesn't hurt. I can approach you, have this one conversation, never see you again in my life. Okay. But let's suppose we want to strike a relationship or shit. That's something that you work on. And the only reason I would go for a second meet or third meet or fourth meet is if I like the first meet.
Yeah.
You understand? So if after the first meet your disability is not a problem, I can deal with that. Then I'll go for the second, and I'll go up that ladder until, okay, if I meet a real definite problem, like Becky was saying, like, okay, it might just stay in the friendship zone and not a relationship. Or if you're missing one leg and it doesn't affect the rest of your everything else, I'm good with that. Let's go.
Yeah, no, I definitely understand.
Yeah, because think of the opposite, right? A person that is not disabled, and it just, you won't even go for finish a conversation with them. So why should the disability be the strikeout, in my opinion?
Yeah,
no, it's definitely a solid opinion, and you know, these are all based off of opinions where we stand in our lives currently and in the past. So, Mr. No Filter, what's your thoughts?
Well, you know, I was gonna say, back in the days, I used to do this thing called rapping. I mean, I guess I still do, but I was rapping one time at a club. It was me and our Fresh and his brother were doing a show, and our homeboy was there. And at the end of the night, like we were all leaving. He was at the end of the night. He was like, "Yo, let me tell you, I'm out. I'm about to bounce with Shorty." And we was like, "Cool." And then we look over, and he walks away, and he's like pushing her to the bar first. So he walked into the club, met him a woman in the wheelchair, and you know, this is in my 20s. Like, you know, my daughter wasn't even born yet. And it was funny, it was like, this motherfucker don't care. He'll fuck with anybody. God, he was like, because he was like, yo, I'm about to bounce with Shorty, you know what I'm saying? He was like, yo, whatever, son, she driving BMW. I was like, wow, like, you don't give a fuck. Like, she got some money, you're going. And back then, it was like, you know, wow. Then, you know, we fast forward to grown-ups, and you've seen the shit online. You know, people post pictures of a girl, like, beautiful, missing an arm. Would you holler at her? And I had to catch myself because I was like, well, shit, would I holler at her because she's beautiful? Like, even though she's missing an arm, she's beautiful. Like, would I, if she was not a beautiful woman, you know, according to me, would she not get any love? And, you know, I was like, fuck, am I shallow? Because if you're not that good looking, I can honestly say I'm not sure. You know what I'm saying? I think it goes back to what Brian said. There would have to be a vibe, a bond or whatever.
Yeah.
Missing an arm, like from the shoulder down, that's kind of different. Like, to, like, say, missing a leg. Like, there's different levels to it, but I think it would have to boil down to the chemistry between the person and I.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all know.
You'll be surprised, Taj, without cutting you off. The disability might be the attraction. So the person might be missing an arm or whatever, and you might at first sight say, "Ah, shit." But then when you hear the backstory and you start feeling sorry for the person and shit like that, that might be the attraction.
Yeah. Well, I definitely can understand where you're coming from. But I think people have to allow themselves to get to that point, because if they don't allow themselves to get to that conversation, they may not know what it might have happened, or, you know, the tragic accident, or if they were just born with that disability. But go ahead, continue, brother.
Oh, no. I was just saying, because, like, I don't just talk to people that's not attractive to me regardless. You know what I'm saying?
But it sounds like y'all want to get involved with people you pity, and I don't agree with that shit.
Facts.
No. What I said, I just said it could be the attraction. You'll have a conversation with all. Let me speak for myself. I'll have a conversation with anyone. I'll go in. I'll walk into your new location where you're DJing. I don't know anyone there, and I will, before I leave for the night, I'll have several conversations. It could be with someone in a wheelchair. It doesn't mean I'm gonna sleep with the person, but the conversation might be the starting point of something big.
Yeah, but I'm going off of what you just said, and you said that
the disability might be the attraction.
The disability might be the attraction
after the conversation.
Or you might feel bad for the person for whatever the disability is, and that might be the attraction. That's pity, bro.
Yeah.
You can call it that, but we need something to go on to move from conversation to friend, from friend to relationship.
But here's my thing on it. If you're a self-conscious person, it's whatever makes you happy. And if whatever makes you happy has a disability, then fine. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Like that.
If not, but the fact that they has a disability has nothing to do with whether you like or dislike them. Or it shouldn't. Don't get me wrong. There are some people that are that way that, you know, they're not willing to deal with that shit. But if you look past that and you're now looking into that person, first things first is you have to know what you're looking for. And if what you're looking for is in a disabled person, then you found what you're looking for, and that's your happiness. If it's not in a disabled person, then okay, so be it. But at the end of the day, it's all about you, your happiness, and what you find in other people. And if what you're looking for is in a disabled person, then that's for you.
Hey, Brian, I have another question. Like, would you date, like, seriously, or even get into a serious relationship with a little person?
Of a midget or something like that?
Yes.
Without using that derogative word.
Well, that's why I try to avoid it. You know, when someone you to a midget, a dwarf, a little person, vertically challenged.
Yeah, but to answer you, Taj, and to address Jerome at the same time, if I get dressed tonight to go out, I have no intentions of looking for a new relationship. So I go out there, and shit happens. You strike a conversation. I would strike a conversation. As I said, I strike a conversation with anyone. I don't discriminate anyone. Based on the conversation, I might not go to the second, but I'll do the first. So it could be a little person, it could be a disabled person. I'll have that conversation. And based on step one, conversation will lead to step two, which will eventually lead to a friendship and then a relationship. I not live in my house saying I'm going to look for a midget or I'm going to look for a disabled person to have a relationship.
Right.
But it can lead to that. And would I have a relationship with a little person? My answer is the same. Based on your personality, and after we have that conversation, if it lead onwards, I don't have a problem with that. Yo, at my age, I'm not gonna be too judgmental on those little petty things.
Hey, Juan, real quick, tell Miss Cosgrove I wasn't talking about her. And I said a little.
Oh Lord! He's actually listening, so.
I know. I'm just kidding.
I would like to say this.
Sure.
We're getting to you because I want to hear how you feel about it as well.
Well, I guess this will I guess state my point and how I feel about it. And it's like fuck what everybody else think, right? What you want is what you want, and if what you want is in a disabled person, then that's where it is, and you take it. That's for you. So that being said, whether I meet you disabled or you become disabled, it doesn't matter to me. If you're what I want, then that's what I want. And will I? Yes. If you make me happy. If it not no one can make you happy. You have to be happy with yourself. But if you contribute to my happiness, then yes, I consider you for me. And if you're disabled, whatever the disability is, I accept it because there's more to it than whatever your disability is. And I'm trying to keep my happiness, right? So you could be you could have no disabilities, but you fucking causing me stress, yo. So you gotta kick fucking rocks. You know what I'm saying? Whereas you can have a disability
and be the best person.
And my life is great.
Yeah.
So so it's more than sex. It's more than disabilities. It's all about happiness. It's all about life. And as long as I can be happy and we can be happy, then we got something going. And I don't care what the issue is that either you or I have.
And you made a big point because a lot of people will meet somebody with a disability like them, but will be worried about what somebody else is going to say about them.
Mm-hmm.
I think that makes
fuck what people think.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. If you happy, you're happy. And that's the end of that.
I think so many people live for other people or through other people. You know, their happiness comes through what other people imply or
validation.
Yeah, there you go. Validation. Thank you.
But I'll tell you this, if I walk into a party with everybody and everybody's like, I can't believe Taj Rahel, look at this, look at that. And we over here booed up, happy. We're the happiest couple in there. That I'll leave y'all to y'all's misery, like them. You know what I'm saying? Like you can be as miserable as you want. Yeah. I'm happy as hell. And I think that's Geronimo, I think you made a good point with that. I mean, Brian, I think that's kind of what you were saying.
Yeah, I think it was along same thing, different words.
Mm-hmm.
So, Mr. Waistline,
yes, sir.
Let's get into it, like for real, you know.
Just like DJ Geronimo said, I personally, I wouldn't have any issues. I mean, just kind of recapping what he said. Really, I personally wouldn't have an issue. You know, it really comes down to us being happy, us being complete. And, that's really where it comes down to. I mean, there's been plenty of times where, I almost had limbs cut off or broken off or chopped off. So, I mean, and I have family members that are in a wheelchair or, they are missing legs because of prior military service and things of that nature. So, I just look at the person's heart and more so what you contribute to the happiness for our house, just because I know I'm going to contribute to happiness. If you meet me there, like you said earlier, you could have all your limbs and no defects and you stressing me out where I'm losing my hair or, going on high blood pressure or anxiety pills, so you can meet somebody that is the perfect person and bring no stress, might even expose you to different things that you've never even thought about, just because of their disability,
Hold on. Say something.
Can you hear me?
There you go.
Was it me?
I don't know.
Okay. But yeah, for example, if you're blind or deaf, I might be able to learn sign language or read what's the stuff that they read, the writing. I'm sorry.
Braille.
Braille. Thank you. So, there might be certain things that I could pick up as an individual, become better. So,
I already read a little bit of Braille.
Yeah.
Bumps right around the nipples. I read them. I know some sign language too, but we ain't gonna do that right now.
Oh gosh.
Yo, have you ever in your life though, have you ever been in that situation where you hollered at somebody who was disabled?
I mean, that's the thing. I was talking with Pretty Lucian about this some time ago. I've never ever hollered at a girl. I mean, that's just not my nature. Conversation can lead to different things. So, but yeah, I was talking to somebody. She actually was missing a leg from a car accident, below the knee. Didn't change her personality. She was a great person. We were just at two different points in our life. So, and I knew someone that was going deaf, from, it was just hereditary, that they basically would eventually lose their hearing. But communication was a key thing. So, not saying that we had bad communication, but when you built that level up. But yeah, I mean, I have been in circumstances where I've met people that had certain disabilities.
And saying that, I want to say something about those people, right? You see, there's certain people that they may have a disability or a defect or whatever you want to call it, but you would think that they don't know that they have it.
Yeah,
bro, I love those people, bro.
Yeah.
You understand me?
And that's exactly how they were. Yeah.
You remember when Cat Williams did the skit about Little Tink Tink? He said he had the like the legs they put on them so they can run, and it's like a curved metal piece. And he's he said, but Little Tink Tink won the race against people who had legs. And that dude did not realize he did. He was like, yo, he was like, I like to run.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna run regardless. You know what I mean? I knew somebody one time. They were blind.
Okay.
Nice person. I just wasn't attracted to the person. And I was wondering about being shallow or not. But I wasn't about to be in a relationship of pity. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like we was on that level, but just on, the person talk, they were a little flirtatious, they made jokes. And I didn't give a fuck if they were blind. I think one of the reasons they fucked with me was because I didn't care. It was like, whatever. But I just didn't know if I was being shallow. I just wasn't attracted. Like physically, I was not attracted to the person. I looked at it at some point where it's like being with somebody you blindfold every night. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think DJ Geronimo said it best. You're with the person because you want to be with them, not because you have what did you say earlier? The word you're not with them because you feel sorry, somewhere along the lines.
Well, and I also think you made a good point when you said you just never know. Like, and one of you two said it, but you could end up in that situation.
Yeah.
Be a car accident. I'm a black man in America. There's a strong chance I can get shot by police, live, but be disabled.
Yeah.
I had neck surgery 2 years ago, right? And I told y'all, my close friend, my biggest fears was going to be because it was, I would lose my voice. I wouldn't be able to walk and dance again, or my dick wouldn't work. All disabilities. And that was, I literally walked in there thinking, this is a possibility, let's roll. My mom was there, she's not on right now, but she'd say, the doctor came in, I was like, yo, y'all ready? Let's do this. They was like, yo, we're cutting your neck open. I was like, yep. They were like, what can come with it? I was like, yeah, so let's go. I'm not sit here and wait to cut my shit. Let's find out if I'm gonna be fucked up in the game. And I wake up, I don't know, I got good friends.
Yeah.
I'll be like Mr. Wasteland, wheel me into the corner. So you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I always make jokes to Pretty Lucian because I mean, I've had a lot of accidents growing up, and I'm into motorcycle racing and dirt bikes and just a number of things. I mean, I had my finger chopped off and they had to sew it back on. I told them that I wasn't gonna let it flow off. I've had, where walks, walk funny, because my knee will lock up. They wanted to take off my foot at one point because of the way it broke. So you just never know how your life goes. And that you'd want to have someone that's going to appreciate you for who you are, regardless of what happened to you. So I think everybody's input is very valid, and I respect everybody's input.
You've tried to get rid of limbs. You've done everything possible to get. You swam with sharks, rode all kinds. You've done everything you could to get rid of limbs. So.
Yeah.
Well, I guess with that being said, Geronimo, you want to rock? Everybody want to take a shot with me? A1, you want to get some tea?
Yes, I got my juice. Brian, you want to say something?
Hear us? Can you hear us?
You got your headset on. I need to learn.
I don't know what you mean. Type it in the chat, 'cause I don't know what you're trying to say, brother. But I know Geronimo got his gun cocked.
I know Pretty Lucian wants to take a shot with you guys, so give her a second.
Also, shout out to Nida for always holding us down. I know she's probably at work because usually she's good.
Yes, sir. Big shout outs to Brian, Sergeant Bruce, Captain, Pretty Lucian.
Hey, real quick, Brian, if you're saying that you can't hear us, that's not on our end because everybody else can.
Yeah. CJ Jones, definitely love showing support, brother. That's the one that we get all our vegetables. Pretty Lucian posted up
my avocado and my sugar cane. Ooh, ooh.
Oh, so wait, hold on. So I can get in on the avocado. He got to do the A1. That's the sugar. So I can get in on this, on these natural fruits from this guy.
It's literally in his backyard.
So
Where's he at?
His backyard, and it looks like you're in garden.
he made it. He made it like you back home in the islands. Yeah. It's beautiful.
Where is he located?
Whoa.
He's in Florida.
If he's selling vegetables, then we'll go see him.
Pretty Lucian, you look like you need a drink.
You do.
My leprechaun cup. Talk about
Miss
disability.
Cosgrove. Cheers, Miss Cosgrove.
Angela as well.
Taz, do the thing.
Listen, we don't own the rights to any of this music. This is for entertainment purposes only. We do not gain financially from this in any way, shape, or form. Now, no matter how good our fucking DJ sounds. Go on with it, DJ.
Yeah, brother. No, good.
Redman. June. It's pressure bus vibe. I'm ready for carnival. Overnight, I done soca animal. Them say it don't fit me, 'cause I am a reggae artist. But make them want stay there. Them can't tie me in a basket. Me love the soca and it's no secret. Music from out of the VI sleep. The vibes can't done. Keep your negative energy out of the party. The night can't done. When the island girl them a wine up, can't live. The place shell down. Party and nice, every flag a wave from. Take out your rag and wave it up. IR put a 2-1 in the air. Then we shout out, hey. The music so sweet it up me away. Fetting from night till it's done today. Carnival time I'm we gon' play. One mash up the place, just do it and done. Do it and done. Shell down the bar, just do it and done. Hold up on a girl, just do it and done. Tell the sound man, turn up the volume. Do it and done. Do it and done. Take out your rap, just do it and done. And in the air, just do it and done. None of the things can't stop my fun.
I remember from the moment I surrender myself to the maddest soca vibes, 'cause it was Shal Marshall on top the big chuck, Hyper Leon make the gal them wiggle and walk. Me and Uchan I to the top, GB and the champagne on lock. 'Cause they sleep woman for days and they broken it down. Look how they winding up the waist in the costume all over town. Tell them nothing sweeter than carnival, 'cause the band full of the prettiest girl. Me and me girl get it. Look back and all the coats I can't leave them at all. Me head gone. She tell me she go find she way. Just drop she down in tongue, and I not taking stress today. I rolling with me wrong. Don't waste your time and look for me. short tongue. Tell them nothing sweeter than carnival body. Man, full of the prettiest gal, me and me girl give it. Look back on all because I can't leave them at all. Oh Lord.
Right now I just want this. Right now I just want this. Right now I just want this. Right now I just want this.
Alright,
I'm riding away, feeling so nice, so nice, so nice. So tripping on me, but it's alright, alright, alright.
it's the whining queen of the soca. Everybody want come hold her. Whining queen of the soca. Well, look who it is. It's the whining queen of the soca. Everybody want come hold her. Whining queen of the soca. Lord, she want me know. Hey, check her now. Winding up the body, want me know. Hey, check her now. Bouncing up the body, want me know. Hey, check her now. Winding up the body, want me know. Hey, check her now. Bouncing up the body.
All night you teasing me, the way you giving it to me.
Girl, roll your bumper right back on me.
You raising my passion, baby, and you got me feeling tipsy.
Girl, roll your bumper right back on me.
All night you teasing me, the way you giving it to me.
Girl, roll your bumper right back on me.
You raising my passion, baby, and you got me feeling tipsy.
Girl, roll your bumper right back on me.
Shift it out and first, put in reverse. You moving it right. Ah, baby, we could do this all night. You working our custom, make me thirst, and do it how you like. Ah, baby, we could do this all night. How you do it first, me head one buzz, but I'm putting up a fight. Ah, baby, we could do this all night. I feel it was so be my nurse, and give it to me right. Ah, baby, we could do this all night.
Right about now fling it back, fling it back, fling it back, fling it back, fling it back. Let me catch that thing, let me catch that thing. Hey, bring it back, bring it back, bring it back, bring it back, bring it back. Whoa, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
This one for the Crucian gal them. Rock gal, let this be your anthem. If they going on sick, stop them, pull up the tune and rock your anthem. So fresh I might pop the collar. Tell them I need for everyone to holler. Cause alone on the dance floor giving me cent, 5 cent, 10 cent. Take me high like Captain Kirk. Move your waist to the beat, but first ride me like a way, girl, time to serve. Now clap in and go to work.
Where we going? Big jam. Where we going? Big jam. Pull up the parking lot, ram. Line by the door, don't run. Where we going? Big jam. Who playing a big band? Fresh like fuck, no time to go in. Straight to the bar with the team. Alright, got it first round, 10 shots. Where we going? Cool in the back. Look round, suss out the scene. Alright, now find me a feed. Band straight cup, I don't line up. She ready for the walk, for the wind up. Go off like a clock when the time up. Make up all of me white shot. Man, what pop mother skull? False alarm, false alarm. The lights turn off, lights turn off. It's only now party starts. Front to back, wall to wall. Fetting like you know tomorrow. Fuck it, just buy the whole bottle. Fuck it up, make me model.
Is she on the lock? And you can't get in. And she bathroom window lock. And you can't get in. And she bedroom window lock. And you can't get in. And she kitchen window lock. And you can't get in. What to do? Kicking she back though. Kicking she back though. Kicking she back though. Rock a me. Kicking she back though. Kicking she back though. Kicking she back though. Rock a me. Kick on me. And she bad is murder. Kick on me. 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 I don't really know about you. BigJam.com. Yes, the only way to win this fight is she found the lock, and you can't get in. And she bathroom window lock, and you can't get in. And she bedroom window lock, and you can't get in. And she kitchen window lock, and you can't get in. What? Kicking she back door, kicking she back door, kicking she back door. Rock me, rock me, rock me, rock me. Kicking she back door, kicking she back door, kicking she back door. Rock me, rock me, rock me, rock me.
Going down San Fernando to put on a big show. I'm catching cold sweat, I'm frightened to death. With me partner Kenny, with Colin and Randy, and this country girl, she name is freaky. Suddenly I tumble in, and I feel the car rocking. I hear it mama, they're holding shit, they're squeezing shit. Fire in the backseat, fire in the backseat, fire in the Going down San Fernando to put on a big show. I'm catching cold sweat, I'm frightened to death. With me partner Kenny, with Colin and Randy, and this country girl, she name is freaky. Suddenly I tumble in, and I feel the car rocking. I hear it mama, they're holding shit, they're squeezing shit. Fire in the backseat, fire in the backseat, fire in the backseat, fire in the backseat. Oh, I'm heating me tummy, it burning me plenty. I'm feeling it heavy when I move it burn me. Fire in the backseat, fire in the backseat, fire in the backseat, fire in the backseat.
Let me go, spring garden on fire. You go breathe that run to fire, but run from water. I've heard that soca blazing down on the highway. So I had to go and help all them people down there. You don't want me to go, but stand there and fall. I ain't missing this thing at all, at all, at all, at all, at all. Spring garden, now come in. I stood that old man hurt how you're burning. Spring garden, now come in. All the traffic blocks, so I'll be running. Coming down with me, so got to fight fire with fire. Spring garden, rise like we got it. Raise your hand if you want to jump. Raise your hand if you want to jump. Raise your hand if you want to jump. Raise your hand if you love to jump.
Yo, Geronimo, you had people going crazy, bro. Geronimo, you can hear me? You had people going crazy. Auntie Afine says she loving the music, enjoying the music.
It's a shame I didn't have enough time. I said I wanted to bring in the old school, but I had to bring in a little bit of the new stuff first, you know.
And nobody has stopped you, you know. You were running. I was like, let them run if they're loving the music.
Yeah, it's been a while since I played some of the old stuff, man. But I figured we have a lot of people in here that love that stuff, so I figured I'd play it tonight.
Well, you can do it again next round. You're not done.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Becky was getting on, and I was told to tell Becky that Mrs. Sweeney is loose too. She's listening through YouTube right now, taking care of some things.
Thank you guys for all the people that are listening through YouTube. For those that are watching YouTube, please hit the like button. Also share if you like what you see. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Yeah, I appreciate all the love, man. I'm glad you guys like the music.
Hell yeah. Pardon me, I feel like I was in the basement again. Bro.
Actually, it's funny that you say that.
You understand?
Nida was asking Pretty Lucian about some songs that you were playing. So he was sending her the playlist.
Partner, all them things people doing now in a fet where they whining and so back in the day when you had that fire in the back seat, you have a nice two-step she-way and a souk-way in.
Well, listen. Let me tell you, I'm gonna tell you this, right? Whenever it is that I go out and I play, bro, I play, especially if it's a soca fet, I play for the soca lovers. If you new to soca, you might not be too crazy about me, but if you know soca, bro, I am that person. Like, I am gonna play that music for people that know and love soca because I grew up on it and I love it.
There are people who don't know you personally, so they don't understand this. It is very difficult to put on a song from the Caribbean, and Jerome don't know the words. He knows.
That is a very true music. Yo, his vocabulary when it comes to soca songs is ridiculous.
I grew up on this, man. From the old songs to the new stuff. Like, this is me. Like, when it comes to soca, I am soca. When Patrice Roberts was talking, I am soca music.
I remember before you was DJing. You was DJing without DJing because you knew the music. So
exactly.
And we need to do an old school fet, bro. We need to do an old school party, and it's just that.
I'm with it.
All that bend down, Michael, bend down. That's cool, but I would like to do a fet, like a real family friendly, like real vibe. But a nice little two-step, a she-way, some cassava, you know what I'm saying? Some French music. Look at Gramax. I'll put you on the Gramax if you don't know about Gramax, but then some French, and just have a nice fet, you know?
Listen, with this whole coronavirus thing, bend down, I don't think my knees can handle that, but go ahead.
Nah, in coronavirus, you need to bend down. The further your face away from mine, we good, innit? Hey, stay down there, you know what I'm saying? Yo, Nick, my boy, it's a problem next week here. One set of dancing.
Like I said, let the other DJs play, and when they done, we gonna fuck that party up. It's after hours. We fucking
listen, I think next weekend I can bring my personal dance partner.
Do what you gotta do.
All night.
So we got a new face in the building. Just want to say thank you, Lawrence Taylor, for tuning in with us tonight. Appreciate it.
Yo, you know Lawrence Taylor's the linebacker from the Giants?
Yeah. I already know who that is, but you know.
Right, cool.
Yeah. He always
but
comes.
Also, we got Lady M in the building. So if everybody's cool with that, I'm gonna take a shot with Lady M. If y'all, Geronimo's getting his right. It's Mrs. Cosgrove. You want in?
Hold on, Pretty Lucian's coming.
I got you.
So just to let you know, we have a bottle that's been here since. Anyway, long story short.
Stop telling my business.
Since I've stopped drinking, not because I have any reasons, but just health conscious. The bottle's almost gone.
I can say, if you know you need help, let me know. I'll swing through for about 20 minutes.
I got it.
I'll swing through, punish it, and leave. Cheers.
Cheers, everyone.
Scott Grove, Lady M, Brother Brian.
Lady M, I miss her.
Yes.
All right, brother. So I got the chat ready for whenever you're ready for the topic.
I'm ready. Let's roll. Am I saying it or you got it?
I mean, I can do it. It's not a problem.
Whatever, you know.
All right, question 2. A man, 1 second, Becky's coming back in. A man will know if he wants to marry you, a woman that is, marry you within 6 months. And
hold on, stop. That came out wrong as hell.
A man will know if he want to marry you 6 months in. He doesn't need 4+ years. True or false?
True.
I heard true in the background real quick. Like, don't play with me.
I disagree with that shit.
Go ahead, DJ Geronimo. What's your thoughts?
I say false.
All right.
But I can only speak from personal preference, right? I definitely think that it takes time to know someone. You could figure that that's somebody that you want a relationship with, but to say that you want to marry them and be with them for the rest of your life,
yeah, it's 6 months.
Yeah, I think women are different than men, but we'll get to that at another topic. So no, Phil, what are your thoughts?
I'm gonna tell you, and I'm gonna see if Brian, I think you're on mute. I'm gonna try to unmute you. So, you know, just a small group of us tonight. So I'm gonna tell you that with my family, we call us the boys and men, right? I can tell you that for almost all of us,
5 minimum.
5 years minimum.
5 minimum.
All of us who are like as cousins, we're all first cousins. We have all been. We did not know it until one day we were talking. It was like, yeah, I was with her for 5 years, and then before we got married. I was like, me too. Brian, how long was it for you?
Yeah, it was a while, man.
Before you got married, how many years?
About that, 4 to 5 years.
Yeah, because I mean, all of us, all as far as us, the first cousins, we've all said the same thing. Now, first of all, for me, I'll just tell y'all right now, I have no plans on marrying anybody. If marriage is what you're looking for, you gotta wait a lot longer than 5 years. Unless you, I'm very smitten with you and you change my mind, but I am not walking into any situation thinking about marriage. Somebody called it Rasta marriage, like we together, I treat you like my wife, you treat me like your husband, but I ain't going on in the government's nothing. That's not my plan. But yeah, I believe that waiting, really making sure, like, you know, a lot of people back in the days, they used to tell you, in the eyes of the Lord and so on, it was a sin to live with somebody before you were married. I don't believe in that. Like right now, I believe you should date the person, get to know them, do you like them, have them spend the night at your house, spend the night at their house. Live together, see their ways, you know. You'd be surprised at how many people argue about the toilet seat being up, down, or the toothpaste not being squeezed from their cleanliness habits. So many different things come into play. And if you have not spent time with this person, you will not know that. You will be caught up in, you will be trying to marry somebody in the honeymoon stage.
Yeah.
When all that shit is over, you're sitting here looking at this motherfucker like, yo, I really hate you. Why are you here? Like, I wish now I'm here, I'm going to try to make it work. And that's where you fall into the category of people who know they shouldn't be in the relationship.
Yeah.
But they're told, like, they believe they should stay. And you have a lot of unhappy marriages and divorces. So I believe wholeheartedly, like, there should be some time invested where you both get a chance to look at each other and really step back and say, you know what? After all of this, I still want to be with you.
So Pretty Lucian said, within 6 months, you know what your intentions are with anybody. So I'm gonna take a step back on this one because I know for at least us, I mean, we're going on 7 years, and I didn't propose to her until 6 years, almost our 6-year mark. But at the end of the day, like, I want to go through the bad times to know how it is. You know, like you said, the honeymoon stage, that's all fine and dandy, but I need to know how we're going to get through the bad times. You know, is it something that we're going to be able to get through versus, you know, always having good times, and then when the bad times come, we don't know how to get through it. That's more important for me. and I can only speak on my personal experience, but is 6 months your intentions? Absolutely not. Because, those first 6 months, you might think that the person's cool and you got common grounds, but, you start going into year 1 and 2. I mean, I can only speak for me. Like, I feel like time is essence, and you got to put in the time to figure out if this person is going to be the right person for you. I think women are different. What happened?
I want to throw something in real quick when you say about time is the essence. So I have this thing, and it's already being trademarked, right? But I consider time, TIME, the inner mind's equation. Okay. Time only matters. Time's relevant to you as a person, so I agree with you.
Yeah.
100%. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine. You're fine. But for me, when I hear about people getting married, my first marriage when I was, and it's funny when you were saying like, I don't like this person, I was kind of in a situation like that. But I learned, definitely, I didn't know who he was to the full extent, and then found it out during the time of after we're married, so like you said, I got to make this work because we're married. Being older, more wiser. Yeah. I mean, 6 months is not 6 months, a year, 2 years is not even long enough. So that's just my thoughts.
I'll tell you. Go ahead, Geronimo. I'll talk now. My bad.
I was about to say, fuck all y'all, man. My intentions is known after a week.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I can decide for you within a week's time whether this relationship gonna go past this Friday or not. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no, I'm being real. All right, because I'm like, yo, we gonna fuck, we gonna have fun. You know what I'm saying? Me and you, we gonna party, we gonna bullshit, we gonna have fun. But you want more than that? I'm about to kick your ass to the curb. You know what I'm saying? You know your intentions, and it don't take 6 months to figure that out. But here's the caveat is, if I decide that you're somebody that I'm interested in besides something physical, then yeah, we're gonna go beyond 6 months. But it's definitely gonna take more than 6 months for me to figure out if I want to spend the rest of my life with you.
That's what we're getting at. The rest of the life part. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
But like, whether I'm interested in just fucking, like, I could figure that out in a matter of hours. Yeah. I'm just saying, like, because sometimes a motherfucker open their mouth and I'm like, yo, bitch, get the fuck out of my way. You know what I'm saying? But it could be like, okay, you somebody I'm gonna fuck tonight and I'm never gonna see you again. Or you're somebody that I'm gonna fuck for 6 months and I'm never gonna see after that. Or you're somebody, you know what, you're fucking interesting. Let's see what you got. You know what I'm saying? But we're only talking about like a couple of weeks, or I'm giving you rope. Let's see how long it takes before you hang yourself. It's, you know what I'm saying? So
I get you.
But when it comes to somebody that you're looking to marry, 6 months ain't shit.
I agree.
Like 6 months ain't shit. 2 years ain't shit.
Agree.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you're talking about the rest of your life, bro, lots of shit happens in 2 years. So let's talk about 6 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, you need to get to know that, like, that person in and out, the bad, the good, the ugly, everything, before you make that decision.
So let me ask a question to you, DJ Geronimo. Sorry to cut you off, brother. So Captain, he put in the comments, he said, what if the person's giving you a deadline?
Fuck a deadline. You give me a deadline, you getting cut the same day you give me the deadline. Fuck that.
Geronimo, just so you know, when he said that, I said I don't do ultimatums, no need to wait for the deadline. You can leave now and lock the door behind you.
Facts.
No deadlines.
I don't do deadlines.
I'm out. Don't wait the year. can leave now. Let's start the healing process right now. You know what I'm saying? I ain't Wolverine, so it may take some time, but you can leave now. As a matter of fact, you should have told me that by text.
I don't do deadlines. I don't do ultimatums. And if you give me an ultimatum, I'm gonna go the opposite way of what you think it's gonna go.
Now I'll tell y'all some shit that people may not know about me, but like with me, I know almost immediately if I'm going to love a person or if I do love them. When I say immediately, like I can talk to you for a month. You may not want to say, hey, I love you. You got to be careful of when you say it, but I'll know ahead of time. It don't mean I'm gonna marry you. You know what I'm saying? I might love you to the point of if anything was to go down in your life, I'm always gonna be there for you, or you know what I'm saying. But I don't mean like I love you to the point of we can get married. I'm telling you, for me, I'm a 5-year minimum dude. If I'm 85 and I meet somebody and the doctor tell me I'm gonna die, we ain't getting married.
But here's the thing, man. I love a lot of people.
Exactly.
The fuck.
But some of them, when you meet a stranger, though, when you meet somebody new, that's a whole nother level. That's when you like, you know what? I'm gonna love this person, like regardless. Like I'm gonna love your kids. I'm gonna love your parents, like your family, you and the whole. I'm gonna, But I know that like in a short space of time.
Got you.
So my take. Sorry, Dr. Denny, my take on this whole question. The experiment we call marriage. I understand the number. It creates some form of stability and some kind of security for some people. But when you put a time frame as to how long should you wait before you get married, my answer to that is, when do you think you get to know someone? Human beings are revolving. Human beings change. The person you might have met on day one is not the person you know 5 years down the line. That person has changed. So if you're going to put a time frame on how long you want to wait, brother, you'll never get to really know a person because that person is changing. And when you look back, you're like, what happened? Where's that person? So it's something, if you feel it's going to create some kind of form of stability or security for you, more power to you. Jump into the experiment and try it out. I think the person that invented the experiment was nuts. They were high on something, because I don't think human beings were made to spend their lives with one person that you never knew before. But it have worked for some people. For most people, if you look at the statistics, it's a very high percentage. It never works for those reasons, because people change. So the question that you posed were, how long should you wait, or if you know, I want to spend more time with you. It doesn't mean I want to go into that experiment called marriage with you.
Right.
But hey, more power to those that want to jump into it when they want to.
So I definitely agree with you. I know when I met my fiance, Pretty Lucian, at the time, I had been separated from my ex-wife for over 2 years. And that was the first thing that I asked her. I was like, hey, this is before we even started dating, just, kind of wanted to see where her mindset was at. And I was like, what are your thoughts about marriage? Is that something that you're pursuing or want to be involved? But women, they always say one thing leads to another. So, she was like, marriage wasn't something that was on her mind or something that she was pursuing. So I felt like I was cool, but I think people need to have those conversations, because you can get with somebody, a man or a woman, and they, want to be pursuing for a marriage and you don't want to get married. So kind of answer Captain's question when he was asking about, if they give you a deadline, you got to be honest with yourself. If you're not ready to get married and they are at a point in their life where they feel like they've accomplished everything and that's that next level for them to complete their package, have a family, have kids, and you're not at that mindset, you need to let that person go so that they can find the right person for them when the time is right.
And to be honest, the fact that the word dead is in deadline, this shit's dead. But also, like on the other side of, well, not on the other side, but talking about what Brian was saying, a person is going to constantly change, right? They're going to constantly grow. And I would like to sit back and see how you grow. how you change. What are your patterns? Because I'm also going to be changing, but I don't want to be changing into a pompous ass and you're growing into Mother Teresa. Just giving extremes, you know what I mean? But like you gotta look at a person and how they're growing, because you're gonna see a pattern of growth. Like they're growing from talking shit online to a podcast to doing this, to doing that, to next thing I'm talking like how I'm trying to grow. And you want to see the kind of the pattern of the growth, or the person grows from partying and twerking to locking to wanting to kind of chill out, but still I want to party with my man, to let's throw parties together, to enjoying having time alone and vacationing with friends. You kind of get a pattern of whether you get to see if they're growing in the same direction as you. So to jump in early and be like, yo, 6 months in, with some people, I know I still want to fuck you. Not just being honest. Like for some people, 6 months, I know I'm enjoying your company, like you're cool.
Yeah.
I know I don't want to marry you, but I know the vibe is good. And then there's some people where 6 months in, I'm like, I want to see what the next 6 months looks like. You know what? After the next 6 months, this person deserves. I'd like to see where the next year goes. Like you get that, but to spend the rest of my life with somebody in 6 months, me personally, after 6 months, yeah, nah.
I mean, I know guys, gentlemen, men, they move quick. I mean, there's some coworkers of mine where, I mean, I think they met this young lady. Within 3 months, they were living together. By the end of that year, and that's a full year of dating, she was pregnant, and a year and a half, they're already married.
So my question would be is
now they're broken up.
Right. So my question would be, was it true love, or was there something like in your life? Like a lot of times when you do that, there's a deficiency. There's something missing, and you get it and you run to it without taking your time.
I think it's the pressure of society, though. I think it's the pressure of society that some people think that for whatever reason, religion, culture, whatever, they have to do what Ewan just described and make an honest person out of the person because you're pregnant or you have to marry you, that kind of shit. But, it's crazy because I have been to weddings where I know both bride and groom, and I know they took a loan for their wedding, and they divorced before they paid back the loan. Oof. So it's crazy. If you feel pressured because of society or whatever, friends, family, whatever, to get married, whatever pressure it is, that's because people enter into those kind of what I quote as experiments, what I label as experiment, and they can't handle it. And then they know this in my example, they're divorced and they have a loan paying back for an experiment that they don't want anything to do with. So it's crazy.
It's interesting that you say that because there's someone that I know and they were proposed, I ain't gonna say no names, and it looked like they didn't even want to say yes, but because they were put on a spot and not wanting to hurt the person's feelings or their family members or let them down, they said yes. If you're not ready, I'd rather you hurt my feelings now than me think that you want to be with me and you don't. That's just my thoughts. But there's a lot of people that live through social media, expectations of what everybody else. Live your life. Everybody's so busy living for everyone else or trying to keep up with the Joneses. Live your life, because at the end of this day, when it comes down to you and your higher power, or whoever you believe in, you got to answer. So if you know you don't want to be with somebody, or 6 months is not a long enough time, if this person's saying 6 months, we need to know if you're going to marry me in a year or two, keep it moving.
So let me ask you, right? So let's say you propose to someone in public, and I can ask you that. Is the response that the person gives you in public concrete, or is it now time to go home and discuss it? Because if a woman was to take me to a Miami Hurricanes game or Dominica Carnival, and she got on the truck and said, Taj, will you marry me? In no way, shape, or form am I going to embarrass this person and be like, no.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, the conversation would still need to be had in private. Like, hey, are you sure about this?
That's a grown folks talk. So that's respectful that you did that. So, I mean, so do you want to say yes, not hurt their feelings? And I get what you're saying, because men and women handle things different. Or would you rather just be honest?
In public, we're gonna say yes. It don't matter. If I decided to propose to somebody in public, right? I expose myself. So if later on she says, yeah, I said yeah, but I don't really want to get married, that's on me because I decided to put it for everybody.
I got you.
But when we go back, like I wouldn't expect nobody to, motherfuckers pay a lot of money, $10,000. They got blimps. They go to the beach and the blimp flies by saying,
I've seen those before.
Mrs. Cosgrove, will you marry me?
Yeah, I've seen those.
They go to Carnival and pay the truck to. So they do all these things. You're not gonna sit here and just be like, nah, I ain't gonna marry you. Hell no.
But
like,
I
think you take it back. Huh?
To kind of add on to that, I also think you should know the person that you're with.
Right.
Because given the time with them, you'll kind of get an idea of whether that's a direction that they want to go, or if they want to take it to that next level. Not saying you're going to know 100%, but that's why giving yourself more than 6 months, you're going to know, okay, this person is leading in a direction where they kind of giving you hints like they want to get married or things of that nature.
And to be honest, I also feel that if you propose to a person and you're not sure if they're going to death, it's not a definite yes, you're hoping, you probably should not be proposing. Yeah,
So,
Geronimo.
DJ Geronimo, what you got to say?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that there are people that get married within a year. And the relationship work.
Yeah.
Right? The thing about that is that, yes, the relationship works, but it works because you make it work. You go through a lot of trials, tribulations, wondering if you should even stay in the relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like people grow with time, and so does the relationship. And it takes certain type of people that can get married in a year's time and last. Right? It works. It can work. It has happened, but in general, it's highly unlikely for it to last. So it takes cooperation, and keep in mind I said cooperation and not what's the word where somebody has to give and somebody has to lose?
Sacrifice, compromise.
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 Keep in mind, it's not compromising, right? So, sorry, I said I had a rough day and I knew I was gonna drink, so words are escaping.
Let's have another drink. Let's have another drink.
Yo, let's have a general drink.
No, I'm not drinking with y'all. Fuck y'all right now because I'm trying to talk and I'm trying to think. All right? Yeah, but so it takes cooperation between two people, because when you compromise, somebody's losing something. But when you cooperate, the both of y'all are working with each other. And so, yeah, you have two people that are married within a year, and it can work when you cooperate with each other. But when you compromise, that's where somebody loses something.
Yeah, you're gonna feel like you're sacrificing.
And depending on who you are, resentment can set in, and that's set up for disaster. You know what I'm saying?
There's a saying.
Sorry, go ahead, brother.
No. I was just gonna say there's a saying where one person always loves the other person more.
Yeah, but it goes back to what you were saying earlier about finding happiness within that person. Well, I think you said something different, but that's what it is. Like, you find that person adds to your happiness.
That's important.
It's not so much because happiness, we all agree, we've talked about this, happiness comes from you decide what makes you happy. But if this person makes you happy, if you find happiness in this person, you don't have to compromise. You find happiness in this person being who they are. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're them, and you just being around you makes me happy. When I wake up in the morning, I'm concerned about your happiness. I'm not in control of your happiness, but I'm concerned about it.
But do you have to be married for that to occur?
Not at all.
No.
Not even a little bit.
Exactly. Because you can live with someone and everything you just said is true and not be married.
Yep.
So, I don't want to stray off the topic, but that's where also knowing the person. I mean, I'm a big advocate on marital. Before you get married, this person's the right for you. We actually just completed our course for our marital counseling, and boy, if you think you know the person, there's going to be a lot of things you're going to learn about yourself that you might not want to accept or at least acknowledge. So if you go marry somebody or think you want to marry somebody within 6 months, definitely do marital counseling. So that way you can make sure that you're doing the right thing, because there's a lot of things that when you're in that honeymoon stage, like Mr. No Filter said, there's the things that you can miss, and those things could lead to problems down the road.
But I would like to add something based on what Jerome was saying. Okay, so in a previous job, I met this guy that could have been my grandfather. He was a retiree guy that was working part-time with us, Indian guy. And we became friends, and he told me, I've been married to my wife for 30, 40 years, whatever amount of years, since they were from high school. It was all set up by the parents. He goes, arranged. He goes, listen, I have never cheated on her. We have 7 kids, but he wasn't the person I loved. But it worked. He made it work because it was what was expected. Most of those older marriages that lasted that long didn't last that long because they didn't have problems. They made it work because they accepted the BS or whatever was happening. And today, we're the younger guys, we're the younger folks, we don't accept bullshit. You step wrongly, I tell you off, you tell me off, we walk our way.
True.
So statistics show that most marriages that last because one or more accepted something they didn't have to accept for it to work.
Yeah.
I have a general question for you, brother, Mr. Waistline. And this is a question out of interest. Like, I am genuinely what's the word I'm looking for? Like, I'd like to know. I can't think of the words right now because I'm drinking just like everybody else. Feel like, 6 months. What's the word? When you're interested in saying, Brian, you're smart. Like, you get interested. What's the word? I feel like no, not intrigued. Like, never mind. Anyway, I genuinely would like to know. Do you feel that a person can meet someone, right? And within 6 months, if they went to counseling, they could know whether that's somebody they wanted to marry. Inquisitive, that's a good one. That's a yeah.
I don't know. Like DJ Geronimo said, he said that it can work. I've met people that dated and got married within a year. So
curious. Sorry, that's the word. Curious.
So I think the counseling will at least let them know what they're going to get themselves into, because what the counseling does is basically lets you know that these are your flaws, these are the things that you're willing to correct, and these are the things that you're going to stand on strong. Now, the counselor's job is to let the other person know that this is who you are, and vice versa. So if you are going into this relationship and, like you guys said earlier, you accepting the person for who they are. If there's certain things that you're not willing to accept, given that you're accelerating this process because now you're going to counseling 6 months in to the relationship, if you choose to stay with that person, you're full aware of what you're getting yourself into.
You know, and I asked the question because, you know, we spoke about it and it makes a lot of sense to me. I was like, you know what? There's nothing wrong with going to counseling before getting married.
Yeah.
So you could really get an outside perspective of what's going on. And I was like, yeah, that's something that if I was to ever go into that type of institution, I would do. But then that now goes against the question: is if you know within 6 months you want to marry somebody, will counseling validate whether you felt like, are you right or are you wrong? So that's the reason I wasn't, you know, just want to make sure you understand why I asked.
Will the validation stand if the person wants to marry him, regardless of what the counselor says, and they bring out to light that this person was this type of way, or they're stuck in their ways, and they still want to marry him, they're accepting them for who they are. At the end of the day, they know what they're getting themselves into. Some people need counseling to get that validation. Some people just like, you know what, I love you, you love me, let's get together, you know.
I'm gonna tell y'all, for me, this is the sweet spot of the conversation. I got what I needed to get out of it. I appreciate it. If anybody wants to speak on it, by all means, let us know. If not, let's take a shot. Let Geronimo rock.
I want to ask Jacob Frost.
Sure. Real quick. Cool. I'm good though. You just made me feel like good. Let's.
All right. What's going on, brother?
Peace.
What's going on? Peace. Bless up, everybody.
Did you hear the topic?
Yeah.
You ever been married?
No. So that's why, like, I'm quiet, because it's like I've never been married, you know. But
I mean, you're dealing with a solid woman right now, you know.
Right. And
so,
we have talked marriage.
Okay.
Honestly, we have talked marriage and everything, and I'm like, yeah, it sounds good. I'm with it, because, you know, she's everything that I've been looking for.
Okay.
Vice versa. She sees that, all right, she's been to my place and she sees that, you know, my shit is tight. You know what I mean? Like, I'm neat and everything.
Hold on, Drew. I think it's kicked in by accident. My bad, brother. Go ahead.
She's not that neat, but, you know, she said that she's learning and she's getting herself together because of that. So I was like, oh, okay, that's what's up. To answer the question, 6 months in, I could say, yeah, a guy can know.
Okay.
And then say, no, a guy can't know, because you got dudes who've been with females. This one female never cheated on her or anything. 10, 15 years, no marriage. And then all of a sudden, the next broad coming in, boop, he goes with her.
So, you know, there's an old saying, like, if it ain't broken, don't fix it. And there's, you know, if you're with the person, you guys, everything is going well, smooth, and you get married, it's a possible chance that you might get divorced. You know, I know a lot of people that they've been with their significant others for years and they refuse to get married because of that, that thought process. So right. For yourself, you're saying that, well, you're a little bit more mature, older individual. If you were younger, would you feel the same if you were in the same situation, but just younger? Because like you're talking to a solid woman, so I think your mindset might be a little bit different.
Right.
Versus if you were younger and then you met.
I was younger, I definitely don't think that, you know, I would be looking for marriage. Like, what do you mean younger? 20 years? I'd be 20. Yeah, I'll be 20. I definitely wasn't looking for marriage. Although it was in the back of my head, like, yo, at a certain time, you're young now, you're 20. But at a certain time, you might want to, you know what I mean? You want to get married and have some kids and just live your life.
Yeah.
20 years ago, no, definitely not.
Yeah.
Even if I had met her.
So I think where you are in your life, that determines whether you would want to accelerate something as far as marriage or not. Is that correct?
Exactly. I feel that plays a major part. I feel.
Okay.
Well, let me holler at you, ladder. Peace, Lord.
Peace, God.
We ain't gonna talk about today's mathematics and all that right now. But let me holler at you. So let me ask you, because she's been married before. Y'all have had the conversation. Who do you think is more ready to get married? Like, who's more enthusiastic about it? Is it the person who's been married or the person who's never been married?
I would say both, because it's something that she brought up actually. Like, we was just talking and it came up, and then I seen how excited she was, and then she was like, yeah, of course I would marry again. I'm not going to she said that, she's not going to allow what she's been through to mess up another marriage, or, you know what I mean? Or if it, you know what I mean? So I was like, oh, okay, cool. But I think we both was kind of excited because I was like, wow, she knows that, hey, my thing was I want to get married, have some kids, live my life for my wife and kids. Of course, I'm going to live my life too, but live my life for my wife and my children. That's what I want.
Okay.
Respectful.
The reason I asked it was because, while we were having this conversation, at one point, I got the feeling that people who have been married generally are the ones who are like, yeah, I want to wait more than 6 months.
Right.
And then the people who are not who have not have been like, you know what? I believe in this, and like I believe in love at first sight. I don't believe in marriage at first 6 months though. You know what I'm saying? So I was just wondering. I'm literally doing this conversation and taking this in, because this becomes real life on a grown up level. You get into a relationship, and these are things you really have to take into consideration. There are many times when I'm rude, like not rude, but I'm belligerent, I'm outspoken. But for this one, I'm really just listening and going and listening to the advice. I listen to my brothers.
I feel you. And I think I could agree with you on that. Like, well, I said, yeah, in 6 months.
Hey, yo, don't do it because you're on YouTube.
Don't set yourself up.
Don't do it because this is evidence.
Yeah.
My answer. Stick with my answer.
All right. Well, we definitely appreciate the support. We know Mrs. No Filter wants to chime in. She said she wants to get on this, so we'll get right back to you, brother. All right.
All right. Cool.
All right.
Lou.
Hi, you guys. Can you hear me?
Yes. Good night. What's going on?
Good night. So I'm driving, but I've been listening. Oh boy. So with this topic, do you mind just reading it just so I can make sure? Because I've been thinking of answers the entire time.
Sure.
But I don't know if I'm answering the right thing in my head.
All right. So a man will know if he wants to marry you 6 months in. He doesn't need 4+ years. True or false?
Okay. Indifferent, because I don't know what the secret is. While back, you ever heard of those, the older people, and they've known each other, they met each other in like 3 months later, they were married, and they're still happily married 30, 40, 50 years later, plenty of children, plenty of grandchildren. What is the formula, what they were doing back then, that's really not happening right now.
Social media?
That's it, right. So I think maybe a year would be okay, but it's all depending on, I know what I want. Like, if someone comes across my way and they are like hitting every nail or whatever, it's a hard thought, but if I feel super comfortable with that person, absolutely. I remember when I was engaged and pregnant, but we've been dealing with each other here and there for some awkward reason since high school, even out of high school when we got together officially. I've always had eyes on him. You know what I'm saying? And it was no matter, like, I've always had the mindset of no matter what the situation is, as long as you're not, you know what I'm saying, you're not beating on me, you know what I'm saying, you're not abusive, you're not outlandish like that, I feel that anything should work. And it's not in the sense of settling, but if you truly want to be with someone, you will be with someone regardless, hands down. But the 6 months, is it more on, well, we're talking more for men. I mean, these days it's hard to tell. I mean, I've met plenty of dudes that they were hitting the nail at some point, but then for some reason, everything just always seems to plateau. And if you start to talk serious with some of these guys, and these are different types of different caliber of men as well. So I don't know what it is with y'all. Okay?
Y'all.
I don't know what it is. You know, because I'm the female speaking to y'all, men. I don't know what it is, but I just think it's really, truly depending on y'all personal situation. I mean, I don't know what else to say. 6 months, it's not happening these days, but it is so possible.
The differences between men and women is, and I'm not going to say all women, so let me just rephrase that. Women are more emotional. Men don't go off their emotions.
Look, I'm going to be a dick about it and be honest, based on what she said. No, because it's true. Because what'll happen is a motherfucker will be showing you everything, and you'll be going to that direction. Like, I fucks with that. Like, that shit, I really like what she's saying. And then as soon as you, as a dude, and the reason I'm reacting, because it was like, I don't know what's wrong with y'all. And I'm sitting here going, I don't know what's wrong with y'all. Because women will come here, they'll do everything right, and the dude is like, you know what, I fuck with it. And as soon as you start saying the things that they want to hear, the motherfucker changes. Most people who are married will tell you things change as soon as you get married. They'll tell you as soon as I agreed, as soon as I said I wanted a kid, things change. It's not just men. It's not just men like all of a sudden we start bugging. Everything was working right. And I went along, and I agreed with you. I felt the same way. And then you started changing. And now I don't feel the same way. It could have been 2.5 years in, and you were like, yo, I think it's time. Like, I think we should talk about, getting married. I was like, you know what? I feel the same way. We've been doing this for a while. I agree. I like you. And then the motherfucker changes. And when the guy changes because he wants some bullshit, oh, men are fucked up. They told me all this shit and then reneged. That's what happens. Women change, in my opinion. Women, the minute you start the marriage conversation becomes where we both agree, the ball game switches a bit. Don't get me wrong, there's some fuck boys out here and some bitch ass niggas who act like women about marriage, but I speak my mind. But I'm saying usually when it gets to that point, people start to change. All of a sudden there's expectations of what you're supposed to be as a husband or as a wife. It's not that it's dudes. You know what I'm saying? It's people.
Okay. Sorry, Todd. I wasn't trying to hit a nerve when I said y'all. I was kidding.
Well, you said y'all. You meant men.
Y'all. I'm like, whoa.
No, but you said men. Let's go.
Yeah, I am. I truly am, though. But I think, and I've been listening, and it was in the back of my head, but I'm like, I figured that once people get comfortable, that's where shit gets fucking wacky. Like, you don't want to get comfortable in nothing. And I'm not talking about, like, you want to do just wild shit just to do wild shit. But when you get complacent and it's just, shit gets boring after a while. You know what I'm saying? And I've seen where relationships were going downhill and they had to spice it up and whatnot. Just to kind of get where's the pop in the relationship? I want to be able to talk to my man or whatever, and I get butterflies, or I get excited every time his fucking phone comes, his name pops up on my shit. Like little things like that. But I just feel right now in our age bracket, even though we're a little off, but I do feel that with social media is definitely hard for men to really be their true selves. You know, it's hard. Like, communication already is fucking hard. Regularly. Just regular communication. Oh, I thought you said this, or you said that, or you did that. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, what do you want? What do you truly want in life? You know, let's discuss that. But when people are holding back and not communicating the things that they want and what they don't want, as for women or men, well, yeah, all that sounds good, but let me not tell her that I want kids. Knowing damn well this person probably wants some kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You just kind of avoid the question. Like, let's not avoid things. Let's tackle shit head on. Who got time to waste at this point? 20. Period.
So
no one has time to waste.
So not to get off topic, but just like you asked earlier, why did the older relationships work? Because they didn't have access to cell phones. They had to go to work. They had a pay phone. They would have to wait till the end of the day to speak with. So I think because there's so much access to the significant other, you don't have time to really miss that person, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm not missing you the way I need to miss you. This is just me, my thoughts, you know, like.
We talked about this before.
Yeah.
Like back in the days, a man woke up or a woman woke up, they went to work, they got up at 6, they went to work at 8. We didn't talk again till 7, 8 o'clock at night. Didn't mean to cut you. Just, you know, I'm your cheerleader. That's
So, but too much instant access. I think that can overwhelm a person. Like, you don't need to call me when you go to the grocery store or when you just I don't know, just got your nails done, or you know, like let me get some time to wait till you get home and be like, you know what, I ain't talked to you all day. I miss you. Let's take some time to spend time with together. But by the time you get home, I don't want to talk to you. Not saying that that's the situation, but you don't talk to this person so much throughout the day that it's like, damn, you know. Now, can we just be quiet? Can I have a moment of silence? That's what I need right now.
Actually.
But you know, like I said, I don't want to get off the subject. I know DJ Geronimo, he's got some music for us. I see a lot of people, you know, agreeing what I'm saying. So, you know, blessings, you know, it's just the reality of the situation. So
I do want to thank Lou for jumping on, even on the road. She got on her No Filter t-shirt. I appreciate the fuck out of that. And jumping on and still, you know, I'd like to do the next topic after Geronimo plays, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. So before we get started, we don't own the rights to this music. It's for entertainment purposes. For those family members and friends that are listening on YouTube, if you like what you see, hit the like button, share. We definitely can't do this without you guys. So DJ Geronimo, whenever you're ready, brother, it's all on you.
And don't forget,
don't worry.
We do not
She
get
said. Aruna, you know I tell you. Wasika, you know I tell you. Y'all, I want to eat your dinner. Just put it up on the dresser. You know what I love, just give me the bacalao. Y'all, I want the bacalao. Put some pepper in the bacalao. Once you give me the bacalao, I tell you. Don't worry, she said. Aruna, you know I tell you. Wasika, you know I tell you. Y'all, I want to eat your dinner. Just put it up on the dresser. You know what I love, just give me the bacalao. Y'all, I want the bacalao. Put some pepper in the bacalao. Once you give me the bacalao, I tell you.
Job rolling with a big snake in a crocus body. Job you love too much, girl, I say not at all. Bend them over like dog and hook them hard. When we drink it strong, rum well till we body. Yo, pop, Jabba black mamba like Kobe. Ram go turn on top of my posy. Girl, your part bend back and show me. Walk fat and it rosy. Snake want to get cozy. Blade in oil and put on a jersey. Drinking rum and bob on the early. Set up with your
Well, it's what you saying. Rickety, 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 rickety. They say you will never make it. You will never bust. No, you in this party, so they have to hush. They say you will never make it. You will never bust. No, you in this party, so they have to hush.
They say I'm mad. They say I'm drunk. They want me paid.
I don't know how.
They
share, man. Never. They share jump. Never. They won't make me. Never. I don't know how. Never.
From origins I defend that I jump already. I see a sex. Legs and killer. Legs. Party bad. Party bad. Party bad. From origins I defend that I jump already. I see a sexy girl I want to walk already. I drink about 10 bottle of rum already. I don't take a selfie, Instagram already. I'm moving like a madman. Whoa, yeah. It's problems in this session. Whoa, give me space like a pedestrian. Whoa, yeah. And please don't ask no question. Whoa, yeah. More up, no water. Party getting hotter. All them girls well looking good. I come to deal with the matter. Sick, no doctor. Mash up the earth like tractor. Fighting is my religion. DJ is the pastor.
There we go. I left from New York and I come to spend some time down in Grenada. True story. Yeah, what happened to me in my country? There we go. I left from New York and I come to spend some time down in Grenada. Hey, my mother was at work, so I went to chill with the neighbor. My neighbor. She said, you put it for husband food, cause he not coming home till later. Sure. Now, the woman give me carrot dumplings, you done with iguana. Wrong, boy, wrong. But knife, I didn't get that. Spoon, I didn't get that. Chopstick, I didn't get that. But she give me the frog when I finish it. When I finish it, she give me the frog when I finish it. When I finish it, I say your husband would not like this girl. When I finish it, but baby, I appreciate this lot. When I finish it,
bring the bumper, gimme, Missy, Matty, Kume, Vinny. Sakra, Wiki, too much pressure, Vinny. Bring the bumper, gimme, Missy, Matty, Kume, Vinny. Sakra, Wiki, too much pressure, Vinny. Get me up, Orlando on fire, now Florida on fire, everything I stand up, Rockford on fire, freaky girls, that me now. Get me up, Orlando on fire, now Florida on fire, everything I stand up, Rockford on fire, freaky girls. Rockford is the party, we're gonna get stress-free. Now let's get freaky, we're gonna get freaky. Rockford is the party, we're gonna be stress-free. Now let's get freaky, we're gonna get freaky.
Behavior stink like vagrant, call it a triple flagrant. Alien like immigrant, never trouble no infant. Nice woman with big bam bam, hit me band pure choke and jam. Rum in my head, bam 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 bam.
You wanna talk, but we got love stink. We don't really care what you think, boy, we don't care. And anywhere that we go is job. People don't know that we real mad and we don't care.
Jump and I'm feeling better. Scrub the place any weather. Throwing up beers and water is martial on a day. Girls, you look good and proper. You know I'm scared like snapper. I live in you and I'm whining on you.
I'm doing it like Nike. 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 We going on Nike. Don't need permission. Come on, she's playing some whole lot of trashes. Party
Hey, put it up loud. 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 Put it up loud.
I don't need permission. Come on, she's playing some. Come now, we trash this place up. DJ just turn the bass up. Right now, the rhythm of it. Feeling away. And I want to party. Just party.
You don't have to touch the music. You don't have to touch the sound. Love for the girl, never move it. Jump it up and down. Just like in the movie. Did you keep it moving? Shake it up and move it. Let me come and prove it. Let me come and prove it. Oh, let me come prove it.
let me get at it. Bring that bang bang, hey, let me tackle it. Bounce when it, come, let me battle it. You and me together, working up, so we knock it out.
Listen in nature, hitting me well now. It's your behavior, I'm telling you plain. When I'm up in your area, I like it to flame. Security don't know my name. Since I was in bumpers, I was looking bumpers. I was sipping liquors, pulling down girls' knickers. Now that I'm a shutter, big man topper. We don't party proper. Tell them we was born for this.
You know I just cannot ignore. Bend over, pick it up, it's too expensive up to be yours. Bend over, pick it up, look it over there. Find it, cut the bumper back. Find it, you check over there. Find it, come back to the thing. Find it, biggest collab. These are the biggest collab. Boom! When we touch down, the open shell down. 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 When you see we Juve morning, all we do is chip. Behind the truck Juve morning, we black and we green, sick. All a girl inside a van, make she bend and stick. She job like we don't give a damn. We mad and we sick. Boom, gas tank full up, in front different I pull up. The girl them looking so nice, and them looking good up. 5 a.m. I still up, the music sweeter than syrup. Girl them a sip them pineapple juice and syrup. It's night and day, the way we party all eyes and way. As far as I can say, we don't plan to turn down no way. Yeah, cause me and my crew, we pushing it alleyway, jumping up alleyway. We fight until tomorrow like it's a holiday. We floating alleyway, pushing it alleyway. We going overboard, don't care what nobody says. I can make you feel nice. We go jam long whole night.
Like your headlights, how you moving so high. Take it on and go with the flow.
Done the chat, bend your back and wind your up for that. Give me that one time, yeah, give me that. Girl, give me. Hey, Jack, you look so fine, belly flat and nice. Come for that, give me that one time. Give me that. Girl, give me.
y'all want to hear DJ Geronimo play. DJ Geronimo, what are you playing this week, brother?
It's Saturday night, 540 Barry Street, Orlando, 9:30, 10 o'clock. I'll be there.
Is the costume necessary to get in?
Nope, not at all.
What are they charging?
But it helps.
What are they charging at the door?
It's 20 at the door, 20, 25. I don't remember. I'm the DJ. I don't pay, so I don't know. But it's around $20, $25.
Just want to get the information out, so I don't know. I'm kid free this weekend. I might come in as security, but I'm telling you, I don't want to be around people. So you need to stay the fuck back. But I'm probably not gonna go. I don't got it in me.
It's all good though.
So, Mr. Waistline, you ready to throw this last question out? I know, I appreciate you being on. I know you got shit to do, important shit to do in the morning.
All right, so I already wrote the topic in. You good to go, bro?
All right, so let me ask you, all right? This for men and for women. I like Blue Barbie got the look on her face already. So it's a two-part question. So fellas, do you pull out even if you're wearing a condom? And women, do you want the dude to pull out when he's wearing a condom? I asked the question. No, I asked the question because somebody told me, it was like, why would you pull out? You got a condom on. First of all, Becky, you need to be unmuted. You a guest host tonight. Feel free to talk when you want, Blue Barbie.
This is hilarious. That question is hilarious. I suppose answer this?
Hold on, I'm gonna go to yo, Dada. Hey, yo, T.
Yeah.
Yo.
Yo, you know you heard the question?
Yeah. I still pull out even when I got a condom on.
Facts. But I just want to make sure. But why though?
I don't know. I'm a creature of habit.
You worry about the condom busting?
I worry about the condom busting, but not necessarily worry about the condom busting, because I just always pull out. Like, I just pull out.
Cool. This is a funny ass topic because everybody's face is kind of like.
Yeah, it's funny as fuck. Like if you're not trying to get nobody pregnant, you pulling out. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I got some additional shit I want to ask about that, but after the fact. Blue Barbie, would you like to answer? You want to wait?
Oh, wait.
You want to wait?
Oh, yeah.
Brother Brian, what's your take on
that?
I
think you're on mute, brother.
Brian, we can't hear you. He's off mute, but we can't hear him. All right, so Brian, leave out, refresh, and come back in. Oh, I wish I could hear from Diego Maradona right now, but I'm sure he's working. Geronimo, you want in on this?
Why not? Well, I can say due to experience, I ain't pulling out. No goddamn condom on.
Period.
Wait,
you know what I'm saying? Because I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not, because you can differentiate the feeling between the two. You know when it's broken, and you should know when it's broken. And if you don't know, then a nigga, you about to find out what's going on. But yeah, you should know when it's broken. The feeling changes. So if that feeling ain't changed from the beginning, then go for it. But other than that, then you pull out. But fuck no. If it ain't changed, I ain't pulling out. Fuck that. That's what it's for. And we keep going after that too. Fuck that. Like, it ain't broken, we going. Fuck it. You
They
know what I'm
don't
saying?
know, but they don't know. But if this shit don't break and you continue, the slide get better for you. You in the water park for real.
Oh Lord.
That it does.
But I ain't
So
gonna lie.
that's my take on it.
I ain't gonna lie to you though. I pull out. You know I'm gonna tell you why. Because one time when I was real young, I was fucking right with a condom, and I was, it is what it is. And I had the whole situation under control. And as, and as soon as this shit. Hold on.
All right, so Mr. No Filter will be back in a little bit. Just having a little technical difficulties. But to kind of go off of what he mentioned earlier, me personally, depends on who I'm with. You know, like if it's someone that if it happens, it happens, then I'll ride the wave out. But if it's someone that, regardless of something, I ain't trying to get her pregnant. If something does happen, then I'll pull out. To be honest with you. So it just depends on who I'm dealing with at the time.
I'm back. So, Jerome, what just happened?
You had one on silent, brother, so that's why.
No. I said Jerome. I just heard like the static went away.
Oh.
I want to know what he just did because that shit's working. So check it out.
I let Javon in. That's what happened.
There you go. Mr. Level Up. So let me tell you, I think one of the problems is I want to know why people even wear condoms. Because some people wearing condoms just so there's no pregnancy, and some people are wearing condoms so they don't get disease. Condoms are supposed to help prevent both of these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying?
Can I speak? Can I speak real quick?
Go ahead, brother.
We still on YouTube?
Yeah.
We are.
Yo, bro, I don't like condoms. I don't like condoms. Okay. And that's why, I don't know, like a few weeks back, we were talking about men getting emotional and this, that, and the third, right? Or getting too deep into it and this shit like that.
After 3 times,
that's
you're
what,
in love.
Exactly. Not in love. You're not in love after 3 times, but you gotta get to know somebody and know their habits and know what they're doing and shit like that. That's why I practice that. I don't wear motherfucking condoms. Like, I gotta get to know you. I gotta know what you're about, and I gotta you solely dedicate me. But I pull out because I don't use condoms. That's why I pull out, because I don't use condoms.
You know, I got a lot of shit I want to say right now, but I'm gonna hold back.
You can't say that right now.
I'm gonna wait till we get off of motherfucking YouTube, and then I'm going in. I hope you stick around.
Nigga, you said we was on for YouTube.
Now we're off of YouTube. We said no.
I was talking about a friend of mine, my man. It's this dog I know. I was talking about myself.
Yo, hold on. Yo, Dada, don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere.
We got Mrs. No Filter who want to get on this.
Okay, so why are we pulling out with a condom?
Yeah.
Safety fucking first. Hello? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? You know what I question? Bitches giving head with a fucking condom on. I question that shit. You know what I'm saying? But you can't be too careful, because how many times has a condom broke inside or just broke? You know what I'm saying? Like, shit, why you gonna sit in there? What you sitting in there for? Get the fuck out.
Yo, you could see, let me tell you something.
I'll talk on that afterwards, but go ahead.
When Poppy giving that daddy long stroke, Poppy can see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Just fuck all that. Listen, bro, you know the feeling, and y'all niggas know the feeling. If y'all don't know, then you guys need some more practice. But you know the feeling. You know the difference. All right.
When you hear the pop,
fuck the pop, bro. The feeling is different, bro. The shit get wetter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
yeah. You get that real life shit.
yeah,
Better
but
better. Hell
all
yeah.
of a sudden
Hell
feel
yeah.
better. If it all of a sudden feel better, just know
that shit, bro.
better and wetter, right? And
But you're not
all you
talking
gotta.
about, you're not talking about how warm it gets too. There's a temperature change.
It ain't, but it ain't about her. It's you and what you know and what you accustomed to and what you feel, and you give that long stroke and you take a look because you know when the shit pop because that shit be all the way back to the base, and it's raw after that. So you know.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? Like it's only inexperienced people that gonna go through that shit.
y'all don't want me to go too far into this conversation because
Nigga, go far.
I'm the kind of dude, depending on the situation, will pull the whole condom off to nut in a woman's mouth. Since you want to go far.
But in her mouth is all good. That's.
But I'm talking about like motherfuckers be like when you say why pull out with a condom on, it's like what? That's why I asked the question. Why are you wearing the condom? I think at some point,
exactly.
I think you forgot the purpose of the condom.
Well, I mean, it's two factors. Sorry, go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
That's why I kept it real because I thought we was off of YouTube. That's why I said my man told me that he personally he don't like condoms. That's why he said he like to get to know people.
Facts.
Like that nigga say he skipped the bullshit.
I'm even willing to be the man you talking about. But I'm saying, like, I don't like to work. But I get up in the morning to go to that motherfucker because I need this paycheck. Whether I like a condom or not has nothing to do with whether I wear one.
And LT, that's why you gotta build a relationship with the person you fucking, my nigga. That's why you gotta fall in love after 3 days or 3 months.
You missed the earlier conversation. I don't even want to talk about marriage in the first 6 months.
Oh gosh.
Oh, man.
So, hey, Boogie, you think there's something to talk about?
Yeah. So my first marriage, before we got married, using protection and everything, and so I didn't know that it didn't bust, but it was a defect. Just put it like that. Some of my fellows wind up getting out, and things happen. But she wound up getting pregnant, so that's what happens. So. Does the condom necessarily feel like, can you tell? Necessarily not at all. Like, depends. I had a defect.
So check this out. And I could only go off of my experience and what I know. And first of all, you have to know what makes a condom bust. What makes a condom bust is a dry ass bitch. Sorry, you know what? Sorry. There's no bitches around here. It's a dry ass woman, or you fucking too hard. Okay?
Number two.
Those
so
two
why
things,
use the condom?
Well, because you want to protect yourself from STDs and you want to protect yourself from.
But I mean, if we fucking hard, you know what I'm saying,
Well, so I'm getting to that, right? So you go based off of what you're experiencing. If she wet as a motherfucker, then you could beat the brakes off that bitch, and the condom ain't going nowhere. But is she dry to
You're gonna rip.
If she 100 grit, it ain't no good. Or
right.
Sandpaper.
That's what I'm saying. So you have to feel out the person that you fucking with.
That's true.
And you fuck according to the person that you fucking with. Because if she wet as a motherfucker and the shit's all over the place, bro, you free to beat all the fuck you want.
Yeah, but if she's a 50 grit or even a 25 grit sandpaper, you ain't got no business fucking her because that pussy ain't getting wet.
You talking to a man who knows
We're not talking
sandpaper.
about condoms no more. Now you're talking about what you do with your mouth, and to be honest with you, there's probably a disconnect. You probably should take your ass home.
There is a disconnect. Yeah.
No, you should take your ass home so she can call me.
This idiot.
Oh, nigga. Yo, I missed last week. Yo, I missed last week, and I think the week before that shit. You don't know, nigga. That was my medicine. That shit right there, what you just said, that shit was hard. That shit was hard in the mouth. Nigga, take your ass home. Tell the bitch to call me.
I had a conversation with somebody today, and the conversation we were talking about was like how if you have to call if you have sex and then call somebody when the person leaves, it didn't matter whether you wore the condom or not. Yeah, you should have known at that point it was time to go home anyway. You know what, sweetie? My bad. I don't know whatever, but I'll holler at you later. You know what I'm saying?
I've done that before when I was in my younger days.
Yeah, you know what? If I'm not doing it for you, I'm not doing it. Let's be. I don't want to go home. My back hurt. I'm tired, or like now you feel different. Let's just call it what it is and go about our business. You know what I mean? It ain't working for me. It ain't working. But the thing about it is if your dick don't get hard, it's different because they don't get wet. If they don't get wet, it's the man's fault. If the dick don't get hard, it's the man's fault. You know what I'm saying? Either way, I say wrap this shit up. I'm gonna holler at you later. We'll figure this shit out down the road. You know what I'm saying?
Let's get Javon's input on this. Hold on.
Javon, the way you smiling, it look like you don't pull out at any point.
All right, so before I answer our question, let me make sure. What was the question?
All right, the question was, do you pull out even when you're wearing a condom? And it was for women. Do you want a man to pull out if/when he is wearing a condom?
No. No. I'm not pulling out if I'm wearing a condom. And I've gotten to some situations and I will wait till YouTube is turned off. But for me, it's like
it's pointless.
Like I just don't feel the urge. Either that or I'm pulling the condom and then in your mouth, in the mouth. So one of those two. But if I pull out with the condom on, it's because it's going somewhere on you. But outside of that, I'm sticking
to it. Geronimo, your static is mad loud, son. There you go.
But yeah.
Okay, so you said it's gonna go all over them if you don't have one, but as long as you have one on, you're not pulling out, right?
Exactly.
That's it, because I do want to say some shit. I do these questions with shit sitting in the background. Go ahead. You dating somebody, right? And she wants to have a baby with you, and you don't. All it takes is a small needle in the condom package, the whole wrapper, just a brick, and you don't pull out, and there's a chance she can get pregnant. Geronimo, yes, there is. Whenever you're ready, you can come on, static and all.
You're still on mute, brother.
Yeah, you still don't know, Geronimo. We couldn't hear you.
I said we fucking with my condom, not yours.
No, she can use your condom. Dude, you can go use the restroom and she know where your condom is. What if you fucking her for 6 months? You ain't ready to get married, but y'all know where y'all keep your condoms and shit.
Nope, my condom coming from the store because I ain't buying it till I know I'm fucking you today. Fuck that. Nope.
I agree. That's one of my methods. I'm buying it on the spot.
So it's actually.
But for me, I be honest, is this. After having my daughter, and I'm being very real, some of the shit that I went through where her mom's made me traumatized from wanting to have any close kid situation. So I was the type of dude that when there was like room for error, I went and got a plan B, paid $50 for that shit, made her drink that shit in front of me. Like I was that adamant of making sure I did not have a kid. And I got to a point where it's like, so for me at this point, it's like, if you want a kid and I don't want a kid, and you really want a kid and I don't, maybe I should evaluate if I should really fuck you, to be honest. That's just how I look at it.
So I have a homeboy, and he actually had a girl that wanted to get pregnant. He already had three kids prior to her. And she wanted a kid, and literally, like, he couldn't, like, after they had sex, he had to dispose the condom in the garbage, not the garbage, but the toilet bowl. she couldn't touch his condom. Like if they were having sex, like she couldn't even go and touch his thing because she told him that you're gonna get me pregnant. And I was like, yo, why are you even dealing with her? If you know that she wants to get pregnant, you don't want kids, you pretty much playing with fire. I mean, it was a situation where he had it where he threw the condom in the garbage can and he had to go back and get it because the sperm was there. Like, that's how adamant she was. I was like, man, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
I had one of those.
Oh, you had one of those? So that's why you had to go to the store, get your own stuff, keep it in your wallet.
Bro.
Now, that wallet shit is whack. Them shits dry out. They quick.
Sorry, go ahead, Josh.
No, I was just saying, when you have them in your wallet, that they have a better chance of being defective if they're in there for too long. You're better off buying them fresh for that night, use it, and then move on. And always keep one in your glove compartment. I don't right now because I don't have a need.
Yeah.
But if you're living that life, always keep your extra stashed away somewhere in your car.
Okay.
Bro, I've been single for over 10 years and I've been fucking my ass off, bro. So, when you talk about condoms, I know a thing or two about them, bro. So, I'm going to tell you straight up, like, one, huh?
Condoms are expensive.
Bro, so are fucking Pampers, bro. Fuck you talking? I'll buy the fucking condoms. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not complaining. I'm just saying.
So I'm saying, like I know a thing or two about them, and I've known people or known women that wanted to have my kid.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But that ain't stopping me from fucking.
My niece or my nephew, I still waiting on.
Yeah, good luck with that.
He waiting on his too.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah, he gonna be waiting for us.
You got a better chance than I do. I'll tell you that much.
Not me.
So yeah, no, I'm just saying though, like, you know. So I know a thing or two because I've had people that I've been with people that supposedly like my genetic makeup and would wanted to have a kid, and I was like, no, not happening.
Yo, it's about that makeup. As soon as a motherfucker tell me some shit like, yo, we would make beautiful kids, this conversation is over. I done heard that shit a bunch of. We would have beautiful kids. Your daughter has nice hair. I love your son's complexion. We'd have beautiful kids, bitch. Bye. Pardon my land. Like, we're done. But let me ask y'all, Javon, I'm gonna ask you personally, just based on some of the things you said. So you with a motherfucker. The vibe is right. And you're hitting, and she says, don't pull out. I'm gonna take a plan B. What are you doing?
I'm still pulling out. It's either that.
You just talked about going to buying a plan B.
Hold up. I'm gonna be front. I'm front. Especially if I'm drinking. Oh, it's gonna happen, and then next thing I'm going to get that plan B, and I need you to take that. I need you to take that, and it's still like sober me wouldn't trust it. Me on that vibe. I'm honest with myself and say, yeah, I probably will fall for that, and I could be setting myself up for failure with that one. I acknowledge it.
Good luck, because Geronimo already got his hand up. He's ready.
No, because the truth is, that's setting yourself up for failure. That is ultimately what it is. But I know my weakness, so I try to not put myself in certain situations.
Geronimo, get him.
Bro, you nutting her, and that's it. The decision is hers. If she having your baby, she having your goddamn baby. That's it.
No, that's a fact.
You could take that plan B and shove it up your ass because that's the only place it's going.
No,
bro, and when you said you watch her swallow the plan B, there's motherfuckers in mental institutions and in prison who are told to take pills, and you would swear they took the pill. And that shit ain't got swallowed yet.
That's the truth. But that, like me now, I was speaking to me then. Like me now, I'm in a better place now. But then that's how crazy I was. And I know myself is like the moment I lick in my system, if I'm feeling a vibe and I'm drunk, I've done some shit before. And I'm lucky that person was not able to get pregnant. So I know that. So
that is crazy. Like, don't even. My thing is don't even be rubbing your coochie on me before we put a condom on, because that accidental slide in and stuff like that. Nah, that's not good. So yeah, keep that away.
That goes back to what we were talking about, the pre-com, and we talked about all that shit. We had talked about that before, and I don't know, slide your shit across me. Just slide, dude. Know what you're doing. Like, watch a porn or something first. But I'm cool with that shit. I'm just saying, like, insertion. The thing about it is, right, is what it really comes down to is whether we want to say it or not, you really shouldn't be fucking people
unprotected
unless you have some type of a rapport with them. You have some level of trust. Technically, I'm not telling y'all to put me as the spokesperson for what I'm saying. I've lived, but really, you should know who you're sleeping with.
Agree.
You know what I'm saying? In a real world, you shouldn't be sleeping with a person who wants kids and you don't, or who doesn't have paperwork showing you that they're clear.
Well, that's another thing. Like, if I took it to that, if we were taking it to that level, it don't even have to be in a committed relationship, but we're going to be exclusive with each other, I'd make sure that we both got tested. You know what I'm saying? Not even to do unprotected, but just to know that we're making the right steps, making sure that neither one of us can cause harm. You know, so it's just being responsible. That's all. Things happen, but when you're in the heat of the moment, you can make a lot of bad decisions.
Yep. Geronimo, he has some shit to say. Oh.
No, I was actually checking the static to see if he was going to tell me about the static.
I mean, you can talk. The static, you know, just if somebody says something, I'll let you know, but I don't give a fuck. It is what it is.
No, I'm good. I was just checking some stuff.
You know, I've been in situations where I don't care if the person told me that they've had it operated, they can't get pregnant. Like, I'm pulling out. Like, I need paperwork. Like, if there's no proof, because you know, I won't sleep with people I don't trust. Like, I'm not saying it can't happen, but I won't sleep with you if I think there's even a chance of you giving me a disease.
That's a fact.
So that's a fact. But in addition, you know, if someone says that they can't get pregnant, they might have just been with the wrong person. I know how my little fellas work, and yeah, I ain't trying to go to that level. That's just me. But I mean, I know guys that there's this one guy that I know, he didn't use condoms, and I don't know how he didn't get other women. He talked about his pullout game is strong. And that's just like playing Russian roulette. I don't know. That's just too dangerous. Too many things can happen.
And another thing, like I remember I was messing with someone who said they got the tubes tied, they got surgery and stuff, they can't have kids. I still was using a condom. Like, I still was using it or whatever. And I think the one time I got drunk is when I didn't use it.
So you got drunk. Was you just not? You wasn't just paying attention. You were just going with the moment. I mean, what happened?
All I can remember is I woke up the next day with the memory of I just fucked this woman raw dog. Like, I just remembered that. I just was going with the flow. I was too drunk to even think.
Did she take advantage of you?
Perhaps. That's a very strong possibility, and that was the situation. But no kids, so I obviously she was probably telling the truth based on what she told me, because I let a couple loads in there.
So hold on. So you meet a woman, she tells you everything's good, and she wants to sleep with you with no condom. Is that not a red flag to you?
Red flag. And the truth is, she's never told me that. She never told me that. But that's definitely a red flag. If somebody come to me who said they want to have unprotected sex with me, just straight off rip like that. That's not even a conversation. That is a vibe, and we'll get to that point where we'll get to that point. But if it's just off rip, like, yeah, that's definitely a red flag.
And let me tell y'all something. That there's people who I trust. I don't have one night stands and things like that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't just sleep with a person like out the blue. I will deal with somebody. I trust them to not give me a disease, because at some point, I'll use my better judgment. It's just like when I go out without a mask now. Or not say without a mask, or if you don't have one, or if I go to around a couple of family and there's somebody's around, I'll use my better judgment as to who I interact with. But if there's one thing I know for sure is I personally do not want any more motherfucking kids. I will put on 2 condoms. I will go home and do it myself. You know what I'm saying? You can use your mouth on me. There's a lot of different options. But I don't want no disease, but I don't want no kids. And a person who can be the cleanest, most trustworthy person in the world,
you never know,
may still want motherfucking kids, and might have a disease. So
Captain said, "No glove, no love." Facts.
But Captain's not on here to answer one of my questions, and I'm gonna behave. I'm gonna use that for another episode. I got it written down. You know, as far as relationships and gloves and mitts.
You home already?
It's 11:39. What I think we should do is we should get off of YouTube and then continue this conversation. Does anybody disagree?
Yeah, that works.
So brother, let's wrap this up.
All right. DJ Geronimo, I'm gonna let you go first since you've been killing it all night.
Make sure I'm off mute. Y'all can hear me?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
All right. Actually, this is something that's been on my mind all day today. And I'm going to tell it to y'all straight like this. This is for the individual. The most important thing to you is happiness. And whatever it is, whatever it takes, that's up to you. How anybody else feels about it is irrelevant because they don't understand. Your happiness is the most important thing to you, and only you can do that for yourself. So do what makes you happy, and hopefully others can enjoy it with you. But if not, at the end of the day, fuck people, bro. Do what makes you happy. And that's it.
Once again, we just want to say thank you every week. We appreciate everyone that shows support, whether it's through YouTube Live or through Zoom. We just want to say thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Just to kind of piggyback off of DJ Geronimo, happiness is people are dying today, right? So do what's going to make you happy, because at the end of the day, if you're not happy, how can you make anyone else happy? Live your life to the fullest.
You can't.
Because tomorrow's not promised. So with that being said, just want to say thank you guys. Love you. Hit the like button, share. If you like what you see, we definitely look forward to seeing you guys next week.
And don't forget to subscribe. You know what I'm saying? I want to say thank you to everybody that tunes in, like they said, but also I want to say thank you to my crew, my team, my no filter brothers and sisters, Geronimo, Mr. Waistline, Homegirl Lou. Because everybody spoke about happiness. I'm gonna tell you that happiness is very difficult to achieve. So on that note, you want to impress me? Listen, anybody can shit on the floor. If you want to piss on the floor, if you want to impress me, you got to shit on the ceiling. Y'all have a good night. Getting off of YouTube, and then y'all can talk that crazy shit now.